thank you. Spencer Welsh there, oil analyst at S&P Global. And you can see there a little earlier on the screen what those prices are doing right now. From oil, let's turn to the big economic challenge that is now facing Britain's Conservative Party, because today they've announced that the Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, will succeed Boris Johnson as the UK's next Prime Minister. She will be the country's third female Prime Minister when she takes up office tomorrow. But the big question, what will her tenure mean for Britain's relationship with the wider world, particularly at a time when the country's global influence as an economic player is under pressure? Well, to guide us through some of this, let's speak to Danni Hewson, financial analyst at AJ Bell. It's an investment platform. Danni, good to have you with us. Thank you for talking to us this afternoon. And look, there's so much we could talk about. So let's concentrate, first of all, on the economic challenges ahead for Liz Truss. And it's fair to say she's come into this job at a really difficult time. Sky-high inflation, a recession just around the corner, unemployment expected to spike, the energy crisis and cost of living crisis. Where does she start?
It's quite a list, isn't it? When you put it like that, you can't imagine what she's going to do when she walks into the doors of number 10 tomorrow and takes a look at that in tray. She's going to have to start with the cost of living crisis. That is the thing which is affecting people the absolute most. When you think about the fact that energy bills are expected to rise for a household by 80% come October, and so many families just don't have it. And of course, it's not just households, because they are protected to some degree by the price cap that we have in place here in the UK, but it's also businesses that are not protected in the same way. And particularly small businesses are really struggling to try and figure out how they deal with bills which have shot up in some cases by over 300%. I've spoken to a number who've said, look, we're going to have to cut the number of days that we open, or maybe look at getting smaller premises just to make ends meet. So she is going to have to make an announcement about the cost of living crisis. It's going to have to come quickly. A lot of people say, you know, a government is judged on its first 100 days. She's not going to have the luxury of that kind of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we look a little further afield, European leaders will be looking very closely at what Liz Truss has to say, of course. Boris Johnson, he will step down officially tomorrow when he hands in his resignation to the Queen. What is it that they will want to see as far as the EU? And I'm thinking here particularly Northern Ireland as well, that very thorny issue of the Northern Ireland Protocol.
Yeah, it is going to be an incredibly difficult period of time. And of course, Liz Truss is going to be one to focus on agendas close to home, but she is going to have to think about her relationship with the European Union. She's talked a lot about deregulation, about wanting to tear up Article 16, which just won't go down well with Europe and indeed Ireland as well. She has said that she is focused on making sure that Brexit does run smoothly, that the UK gets the absolute best that it can from this deal. But those relationships are going to be tricky. And of course, this comes at a time when she needs good relationships with the European Union when it comes to things like dealing with the energy crisis.
Danni, thank you for that insight. It's good to talk to you. It's Danni Hewson there, financial analyst at AJ Bell. Good to talk to you. Thanks for being with us.